The Bulldogs are ready for district play. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Coconut Cowboys Bandera Football Show, right here on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media. As the Bulldogs come off the bye week, ready to start 14-4A Division II play. Didn't get a chance to talk about it on the show last week because we didn't have one because of the bye. But what a win against Robstown, 42-35, trailing at halftime. But boy, once again, you see the explosiveness of what this offense can do. And especially quarterback Jesse Cardenas, who had an amazing game, 6 touchdowns. It was so good. He was, in fact, nominated for Mr. Texas Football. On the night, he had 7 of 11 for 202 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air, 155 yards on the ground on 22 carries, 2 more touchdowns. Oh, yeah, he also had an interception and a few tackles on defense. What a great performance. And what a great win for Bandera to end a very successful non-district season in 2023. Your only loss being the Hondo, and I know that's kind of frustrating because that's the rival, but it was a great game, and I thought a very good bounce back after losing that game, beating Robstown, and now you get ready for district play. As always, we're going to be talking to the head coach of the Bulldogs, Coach Joe Fontenot Amity, about that win against Robstown, about district, and also about the bye week, and also what other things an athletic director has to do at a program. But first, we want to thank our title sponsors. Of course, that's Coconut Cowboy, located right there in Bandera at 410 Main Street. Hours are Tuesday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., for all your yogurt, specialty and boba teas, candy. They have a gift shop. They have coffee. They have snacks. Oh, they also have vacation rentals. So get a hold of them if you're coming through Bandera, and you know if you're an outsider coming into Bandera. First off, there's so much to do there. That's the first place you want to go, though, Coconut Cowboys, and find you a place to stay, and also get you a frozen yogurt. Again, located 410 Main Street in Bandera. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's the head coach of the Bulldogs, Coach Joe Fontenot Amity, right here on the Coconut Cowboy Bandera Football Show on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media. Is your demanding work lifestyle in need of fire-resistant clothing that can keep up? Well, L4FR clothing should be your go-to for quality, affordability, safety, and style. L4FR was founded by a third-generation oil field worker who is also a veteran. Thus, this company has a deep appreciation for reliability and longevity, all while we provide first-rate customer service. Our durable apparel will serve you well for many years to come, whether you're working on a pipeline, a lineman climbing utility poles, or in any other environment requiring fire-resistant apparel. L4FR has you covered. Our apparel is tough enough to resist hazardous conditions while still providing high comfort and style. L4FR provides clothing options to ensure your safety and comfort, whether you're on the job or not. To view our complete inventory of flame-resistant garments, please visit our online store at l4frclothing.com or give us a call at 817-757-4935. Si habla español. Terry Bennett back here on the Coconut Cowboys Bandera Football Show, now joined by the head coach of the Bulldogs, Coach Joe Fontenot Amity. And Coach, you had a bye last week. I know when it's right in the middle of the season, it feels like it was forever ago that you played a game. How was the bye week for the Bulldogs?
Man, it was great for the Bulldogs. We had a lot of rest and recovery and got to spend some time with our families and pull back a little bit. You know, week 7 of the school year and week 7 of the season, it's a good time to get to do that. So we used it for what it was supposed to be used for, lots of rest.
All right, well, let's go back to the week before and the great game against Robstown. It's crazy. Last year, if I remember right, y'all jumped out early on them and kind of had to hold on to win. This year, they jump out early. Y'all are trailing at the half, but y'all come back with a great win. Your passing game, Coach, that's been an exciting development in this offense this year.
Yeah, Jesse's thrown the ball really well, man. You look at, I think about 14 touchdowns in the first 6 games. He's thrown the ball well. We've got some good receivers that really made a bunch of plays to get in the game, and Line did a good job of giving him time. And pass game's come a long way. It takes a lot of work to throw the ball well. Yeah, we were at halftime. We were down at halftime, and we had a good talk with the linemen, and they came out and we were able to establish the run and opened everything up in the second half. And defense made enough stops to let us win the game. So it was a fun game to be a part of.
And that has to be, I mean, the whole season's been a great season so far, but that has to be a thrilling way to go into bye. It's always more enjoyable to have that bye week when you have a great win like that.
Yeah, definitely better than the alternative of what we were facing at halftime. Yeah.
When you go into a bye, and y'all had y'all's bye week last week, as a coach, what do y'all do different during the bye week that you do not do during a game week?
Well, everything's a little different. We give them off 2 days, so we book in the Monday and the Friday of the bye week. We give them those days off and let them recover, and then we cut the practice times down a lot, and just try to give them more time to be at home and recover. Football season's a long season, and to do what we want to do, which is go a couple rounds and several rounds, who knows, in the playoffs and make a run at district championship, all those things along the way. You got to be healthy and recovered. And so we pull back and don't bang as much and just recover and kind of sharpen the sword as far as the skills and things it takes to get better for the craft. So we really pull back and focus on the individual skill instead of the group work as well.
Well, that's a really good point. I think that's one of the things that's changed over from when like you and I were playing, and I think it's a good change. I can remember bye week meaning, hey, it was time to have 3 scrimmages during the week because you didn't have to worry about playing a game. You were going to get physical, and sometimes you didn't even feel like you got the rest. Coaches now, y'all are way smarter, and y'all realize, hey, it's okay to take a break and not hit as much during a week when you don't have a game.
Yeah, you got to make a decision on what you believe in. It's we believe in being physical, discipline, and condition, but also believe that rested athlete and recovered athlete's a better athlete in the fourth quarter, and that's where we lay our hat right now.
All right, well, you're the only team that hasn't had a district matchup, so let's talk 14-4A before we get into your matchup with Pearsall this week. This district really does truly feel wide open. I know people always say that about different districts and all, but this is a district that I could see legitimately 3 teams winning district, and all of them have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's wide open. We went and watched Divine play, and obviously I've seen Divine Wamale, watched them play, and I've seen Pearsall and Carrizo now on film for a week. And man, there's a lot of even football. Anybody can beat anybody in this district any night. And so man, we're excited to be a part of that. And hopefully we make a statement this Friday night.
All right, let's talk about this Friday. You're on the road against the Mavericks. When you look at the film, what are your thoughts on Pearsall?
They got a good athlete at quarterback offensively. They do a good job. Big up front offensively, defensively. They're quick up front, and they like to get after you a little bit, bring some pressure, and that's about the wrap for the Mavericks.
And this is a team that last year they made the playoffs, but inside district, every game was a one-possession game for them. They beat Carrizo Springs by 1. They lost to y'all by 7. They lost to Divine by 7. And they bring back a lot of that crew. So, I mean, this is a team that knows how to play in this close competitive district.
Yeah, they're a good football team last year, man. They took us and Divine right to the wire. Right at the end of the game, we were able to kind of run out the clock and in the game with the ball in our hands, but man, it was a very good football game here last year, and I'm expecting more of the same this year in Pearsall, America.
When you look at them and then when you look at the district, what is your message to your team this week? I know that the basic is, hey, it all starts over, but that really is the true message when you start district play.
Yeah, we talk about one play, one day. You can't win 4 games at once. You can't have 4 good days of practice at once. You can't. Don't look forward, live in exactly where you are in the present and be present and intentional about practice and each play. And then each day will take care of itself. And you take care of each day, and then preparation for the game takes care of itself. And then you get to the game and take care of each play, and the game will take care of itself. And that we'll get the outcome that we want if we're pursuing each play and each day with intentionality and purpose.
Now, one thing about you, and this is something I don't think fans realize, that when you're over a program like Bandera, it's not always just about football. I had to move the recording schedule, and I was trying to get it for you tomorrow, but tomorrow you've got to do something else that's not even connected to football, don't you?
Yeah, we got our district cross country meet tomorrow, man. We host that thing at Bandera, so we're excited. We got great cross country teams, and we get after it. So we're excited to get to go do that tomorrow morning. And Coach Ashcraft, Coach Farrell do a great job with our girls and boys programs. And man, it's a lot of fun. I'd say we probably got one of the better courses as far as being able to be outside and on a river and everything else to be out at and feel like you're a day off while you're at work. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Here at L4 Media, we talk high school football, 4A, 3A, and 2A in Texas. We talk East Texas sports. We talk NFL, guy talk, movie and booze. We also talk wrestling and so much more. And you can see it all on our YouTube channel at L4 Media Company. Like and subscribe. Always want to remind everybody, if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments for the coach, you can email them to me, Terry at s2ssport.com. I had a couple good emails last week, but I'm going to save them because they pertain to some things in district play. But I did get those emails, and I do appreciate those, and they will be read probably next week. Here it is. I mean, we just talked a couple of weeks ago. I think it was it was right during the Hondo week. Just how frustrating it is to be in one of these districts where, you're 6 games in and you're just starting your first district game on the 7th week, really technically the 8th week of football, but with the bye week, the 7th game. It's always tough, period, just district play in general. Every decision, every coaching decision, every in-game decision, every game week preparation, all of it just gets magnified so much more. But it's even worse when you have to wait so long. But here we are, 14-4A Division II starts up, at least for Bandera, and everybody else played last week. And in fact, here are the standings going into this week of district play. Divine is 1-0 on district. They've had some injuries and they've struggled, but they start the district playoff 1-0, and they're still, the Warhorses are still going to be one of the teams you're going to have to go through to get to the 14-4A Division II state district title. Pearsall, they're 1-0. They beat Carrizo Springs last week 32-26, but man, that was, the score tells you that was a really close game. Carrizo Springs, man, they're 2-5, but they're a really, really tough 2-5. They've played a solid schedule, and they've had a couple tough losses in there, and you just have to wonder where they're going to be at mentally if they start out 0-2 in district, because you got to win one game to get into the playoffs. And then, of course, as long as tiebreakers fall your way, but basically you got to win one game. And so you've got to wonder where they're at. If they lose to Divine and then they turn around and they've got YMLA next week, and then they finish the season up with Bandera. Of course, there's a bye week in there. But, yeah, this is going to be an interesting district. For Bandera, just take care of what's in front of you. This is going to be a good game, though. Pearsall's a solid program, 5-2. Their losses on the year were to Cole, 29-28, and Stockdale, 21-14. Stockdale's having a really good season so far. And, of course, Bandera, y'all know about Cole and how tough that game was, just to kind of give you a little calibration. And we do this on Sideline to Sideline. That's the state show you can hear each and every week where Grant Goodwin and I talk all things 4A. We use scores against common opponents as calibration, nothing else. But to calibrate, Bandera beat Cole 35-28. And then, as we said, Pearsall lost to Cole 29-28. So I should tell you how close this game's going to be. Again, we want to thank our sponsor, Coconut Cowboys, located at 410 Main Street, Bandera. We want to thank all y'all for tuning in. We've been getting great numbers on the people that are listening to the Bandera show, and we do really appreciate that. And, of course, as always, we truly appreciate the head coach of the Bulldogs, Coach Joe Fontenot Amity, for taking the time out of his busy schedule. And it was good to see or hear about how, it's not just a football coach. He's athletic director, so he's got to do other things right in the middle of preparing for his next opponent. All right, we'll talk about that next week right here on the Coconut Cowboys Bandera Football Show on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media.